Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Welcome back to Blueprints, episode 139 of our Blueprints blind playthrough. I Can Speak. I'm recording this episode a little bit earlier in the morning than I normally record. I probably should have had more coffee. Welcome. In the last episode, we mapped every lantern and dead end in the new blue house, the old house, the rough draft, etc., etc., etc. It's day 310. We're going to hop in. I have an idea about how to start today, but it's going to require some back-end work on my part, some work that I probably won't show on camera because of just how rote and sort of boring it is. Basically, I have an idea. But I want to make sure it is feasible before I actually do it. So here's my thought. Right now, we have this. It's got every lantern, it's got every dead end. That's good. But what it doesn't have is the doors. And by the doors, I mean it doesn't have it doesn't show us the junctions between these places. Oops, sorry. So I can't see what doors might lead us between these two hallways, despite the fact that they are not connected by hallway. Now, I could do that I could solve that problem by employing my excellent Photoshop skills and sort of drawing a door. Be like, yes, this door opens here, this door opens here. Or I could use an asset that the game has already given me, which is right here. If I were to, let's do a little test run here. If I were to Photoshop, to screen grab, if you will, entrance hall, save this somewhere in my copious notes that are only ballooning out of control the further we get into this game. We call this entrance hall. Then I could grab it, shove it into this document, which is going to get very chaotic looking. I could spin it. I could free transform it in whatever way I needed to. I could drop the opacity to, let's say, 40%. I could put it exactly where it needs to be. Despite the fact that my lines are not very clear. And this could be a sort of like, what's the orientation? There's a door here, there's a door here. And if I needed to eventually draw a path, I could say, yes, perfect. We go this way, this way, this way. That's kind of, oh shit. That's kind of my plan. I want to do a lot of mapping of the rooms. In this way. I want to screenshot all of the rooms so that I have them as an asset so that I could drop them into the thing if I wanted to. That's kind of my plan. Now, here's the problem with that. That means taking a lot of just boring fucking screenshots and labeling them and etc. So I thought what I might do is instead of showing all of that on camera, I'll just snap my fingers and I promise you I'm going to find it very difficult to come up with. Now, hold up. Here's an interesting formatting question. Is it better? I think it's better if you put it behind the other things so that you can still see. Yeah. We're going to have so many goddamn layers. Oh, yeah. I think it would be very difficult for me to say anything of interest while I am screenshotting all of the rooms that are going to go into this house. So what I'm going to do right now is do that. I'm going to snap my fingers and I'm going to have a screenshot of every single room in this house because, frankly, some of these rooms are not in the house, but if you're going to do something, you might as well do it 110%. Okay, ready? Okay, I have always wanted to do one of those snap transitions. I have screenshotted almost every room in the house, minus the outer rooms, because I didn't figure I would need those. Maybe I'll go back and do it later, but long story short, oh boy, I got a lot of screenshots to use now. So I think we're ready to get into it. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. So my goal here, honestly, today, my goal any time right now, playing this game, is just to do a bunch of Morajai. puzzle boxes because I love them. However, maybe we'll do some, last episode I was talking about how I was a librarian. I guess today I'm more of a draftsman or a cartographer or a... We're gonna map this place out with rooms as well. So, secret passage, blue book. Now, one of the things that I still am not sure about at all is these and why these are here. So this is the same screenshot every time, I'm pretty sure. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same. So, foundation, ballroom, kitchen corridor, music room. Those are the same every time. So then, one of the first things we should check today is, do the lanterns match what we notated? Red, yellow, red, orange, orange. It looks like it. They appear to be very, very likely the exact same as they were. So, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and start. This is entrance hall. We already have that marked down. This room right here is pantry, and it goes sort of north to east. So we'll grab this, change it to opacity 43%. %, is fine. Okay. So it goes north to, it goes like this. Right here. Okay. It's gonna make some of these things a little hard to read, but to be honest with you, you know how you solve that? The same way you always do. With stroke. That's too much stroke. Okay. Oh, this document is going to be a little bit of a mess for a while, but the good news is the longer we keep at it. I don't know why I have taken to organizing so much right now, but it is very fun. So, we're pretty sure that the poster puzzle in here is S. Harp and sharp still makes sense to me. Yeah. And it does stay the same, so that's good. We think the rooms and we think every part of this puzzle is the same every time. At this point, that is our hypothesis. Which, again, makes me wonder, why does it look like something is, like, shuffling every time we... open that door? Okay, so we've got a storeroom over here. Perfect. Done. Capacity 40. This is going to take a little bit, but I'm just operating under the delusion, question mark, that that any piece of information we add to this map will be helpful in the eventual solving of the puzzle. No, maybe I'm not like a draftsman or a cartographer. Maybe I'm a model maker. That's kind of what we're making. Like, we're making a 2-scale or a 2-dimensional version of the house that I am currently walking around in, with the idea that it will, represent and sort of function as... So are we right here? Is that correct? Yeah, we're right there. Okay. So where I would like to go, we'll do this as we go, but where I would like to start is actually just with Morajai puzzle boxes. The one above us is hard. It's difficult. But that is the difficult one that we ran into last time is... This is East Wing Hall. I'm 99% sure. I did have a thought on this one. So I will tell you about that in just a second. Just a second. Pardon me. But first, I want to put East Wing Hall in here. It's going to really crack me up if I do all of this effort to make these little... maps, and then they are not useful for the solving of a hidden hue, but such is life. Okay, so these are not going to fit inside of these boxes very well. That's okay. Chuck it like right there. We will make it lower opacity. Cool. I had an idea on this one. This one reminds me of the utility closet puzzle, where so maybe these need to be turned into purple in some way, shape, or form. And I don't remember how or turned into blue in some way, shape, or form, which kind of has some similarities to the utility closet puzzle. Now, what I don't remember about the utility closet puzzle is exactly how that works. I do know at one point you have to make everything sort of like blank, and then to get from there to the next step, you have to do something. The answer is in emails in Office. I just don't know which email it is. The white indicator is only displayed after syncing all 6 indicators to purple. Okay, so that's actually not the right step. That's also not the right step. Okay, dang it. Well, I think I may be completely wrong. Which happens sometimes. I think I may be entirely wrong about this idea. I was like, this one is just weird. This one's weird. My only thought was maybe you need to... I don't know. We'll come back to it. Yeah, we'll have to come back to it. So if we're following our sort of pattern, I'm trying to like go snake fashion here and get all of the Morajai puzzle boxes solved. So we're just gonna go one to the east, which looks like, or one to the west, sorry, which looks like Observatory facing north. And then we'll try and solve some Morajai puzzle boxes. Okay, so we have Observatory. It should be facing... Wait, what's the button? What's the button? I literally just did it. There we go. Should be facing north and east like that. Man, if only I would have made these original lines a little bit more uniform. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we have 2 puzzles. We have poster puzzle. That is either a shoelace or a string. String could be sting, which does not really make sense. I think it's probably lace. Spear, spar, spear, lace, lace. What exactly is a glaive? I am going to Google glaive real quick just for my own. I think a glaive is a staff with a sword on the end of it, right? A single-edged blade on a long shaft. This is a double-edged blade, so it's not a glaive. I think of this as a spear, a weapon, This is definitely just... This looks like a shoelace. Lace and mace. That's not how that works. If I could add a letter to the front of lace. Place, space. I'm looking at my keyboard. If I could add a letter somewhere in the middle. If I could add a letter at the end. Okay, this one is not immediately obvious to me. I'm going to have to keep thinking on that one. We have a blue puzzle. So, we have green, which rotates. We have black, which will shift the row to the right. We have 4 blue, which will mimic the center. And we have purple, which moves south. So, that gets you a blue across. If we could get... If we could get... That's the top row taken care of. If we could get purple to the top row, we could then use it to move south. Everything is on the bottom row, which means if I hit this button, we win. Done. Let's go. In. All this says is in. It says in. We're also going to go ahead and add blending options and a little bit of stroke just to keep things readable. Okay. Beautiful. We need to go... To get to the next room, we need to go this way, and then here. The next room is dining room, facing with the fireplace to the south. So, dining room. Flipped 180 or 179.54. I'm a constant. I don't know if you are the same way I am, but I am a constant contradiction to myself. I'm like, yes, let's take a lot of time to get very organized. However, putting a little extra effort in to make things straight and clean and narrow, that sounds completely uninteresting to me. Why would I do that? Okay. Beautiful. That's dining room. Now, we have a poster puzzle. We have a peach or a fruit. We have a... Is it a peach? Lemon. We have a farm. A field. We have the country. We have... Oh, boy. Okay. Does farm have any fruit-like similarities? Far, arm, fam. If we add anything to farm, what about country? Feels very difficult. It's not really a field, but the problem is, could be rural. Rural juror. Bob Law's Law Blog. Lemon. Pear. Peach. What if it's in different languages? What if it's like the German word for farm, which is obviously, it's the Spanish word for farm, P-E-C-H, which is one different than peach. So of course that works out. Could it be a lime? We're striking out on the poster puzzles. The poster puzzles feel very difficult in this house. The good news is I'm more interested in the Morajai puzzles, so we can just skip it and come back later. Okay. We have needing orange. These rotate. This is a weird one. Oh, boy. Okay. This is very strange. If I hit this button, it becomes pink, which is kind of nice. I think the goal here is just to transform literally everything to pink. No, I need everything to be orange. Fuck, what am I doing? Never mind entirely. Okay. I do think we probably need to switch this one to pink, because that is the only way that we could get an orange into the corner. Once you and by an orange into the corner, that's the eventual problem. You also need to get pinks into the... You need to get pinks into the center. Then you need to keep these separated by 2. So one, I just solved it. I was just getting ready to say. Keep them alternating every other. This one is called light. Light in. This one probably just says the light in the past, or your past, or our past, or something like that. Okay. From here, that is south, so this is west. We go to... This is just hallway, I think. Lamb and lab. Lamb and lab. So this is good. This is good. This is just hallway with the extra button, the extra doorway going south. So what we have here is hallway, which begins with H. It is perfectly oriented already. Tuck that sucker there. Drag it to the bottom. I kind of like the idea of adding all of these to a group, so that eventually we could... So if I add all of these to a group, which I probably should just do later, different, or sorry, that I could just do later, then you could always just turn them off to make this seem a little less cluttered, which would probably... Oh boy. Which would probably be a little nice. Look at me. Baby's first Photoshop. I'm really learning. I'm really learning. So in hallway we have lamb and lab, which becomes M. Excellent. Okay, I feel good about that. Then we have a Morajai puzzle box, which is blue, and unfortunately we have the same problem. Oh, this is interesting. What does yellow do again? Yellow moves north. Oh, this is bad. Okay. This is bad. We're gonna give up because there's a mechanic we don't understand. So, for now, this one is hard is gonna mean, hey, this one has the blue problem. The blue problem. We don't know what the blue problem is. The blue problem meaning not enough blue. To get to the next room, we can just go here. here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. So this is solarium, facing from open to the west. Solarium open to the west. Okay, so queso is one of my favorite foods. Queso. I've noticed you ever notice your own vocal tics? Have I talked about this yet? I feel like I may have. I say, okay, so, as filler text a lot in my life. And the problem with that, one of the problems with that, is that I also ignore the O on okay. So then I just say, okay, so. And every time I do it, I think, queso sounds really good right now. Queso. We have horse. Oh, what the hell is this? That is an. Oh, it's a tarot card. Oh, it's a tarot card and a trot. Tarot and trot is A. That's awesome. It is a in eclipse or is eclipse, but it is also a tarot card. So trot, tarot is A. Beautiful. Done. Give me the next part of the puzzle, the Morajai. So, this means we need 4 green. So, the orange becomes green. Green swaps across the center. Black rotates across the center. That's fine. We could do this. We could then, this moves south, meaning we get the ability to move. I think from here, you need to... Blue imitates. Oh, boy. Let's get purple to the north so that we can then move orange up so that we can then get... Shit. No, so that we can get green to here. Crap. This is close, though. This is close. Right here. Swap. Done. Right here. Nope, that's wrong. Right here. Done. That's 4 green. Perfect. Okay, now we just rotate. It's and by rotate I mean now we just I have to flip this with this moves south. That was the wrong button. Shit. It's okay because we can solve that way. Then we can just put... Nope, that doesn't work. Crap. Oh, boy. Okay, let me think. How do I get this to move south? How do I get them to move south? You put them in the north and then rotate them across. So all I have to do here is... But to get them to the north, they have to be on the south to switch. Boom. Boom. That. Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. It's fine. It's fine. Boom. There we go. Okay. Woo! Oh, sometimes it clicks. Sometimes it takes a second. Through. So this is going to be interesting because we're missing some. We're getting some difficult ones that this is. So my guess is that developer of the game knows that some of these are much harder to get than others. You place those in specific places and all of a sudden you have gaps in the message. And that becomes helpful because if the gaps were in innocuous or like unimportant places, then it would be easy to guess around them. But my guess is that those gaps are in important places, and that whatever you find inside of that box will change the meaning. We have breakfast nook headed north and west at the same time. We should probably also do... Oh, crap. Just put 90. Perfect. Okay. We should probably also go do the rooms to the rooms we've already quote unquote done. but I'll get there when I get there. Okay, so put you there, move you down. This Photoshop document is going to be 5 gigabytes of data. Okay, there's breakfast nook. I'm just enjoying this too much. I rook and that doesn't make sense. Hook, rook and hook, those are different. They're not one letter apart, they're one letter different. The thing about this one is that I think I know most of the names for it. It's rook, it's castle. No, I mean, it's not even really a castle because castling is the move. But also, like, when you're a kid, you call it a castle. Is there another name for the rook that I don't know of? My first thought is crook, because hook and crook are in that one rhyme together, but I don't know what that word means. What does by hook or by crook mean? I'm gonna Google that because that feels fair. Sorry, I don't mean what it means. What I mean is, what is the etymology of this phrase? Because the meaning is clear. By hook or by crook probably comes from firewood. What is the crook inside of hook or crook? I don't know. I don't really want to do too much Googling. This is this could be read as a shepherd's hook. Yeah, we're gonna ignore this one for now. Uh-oh, it's another hard one. Okay, we're gonna ignore this one for now. Eventually, we're gonna run out of easy ones to do. My goal is that the hard ones will teach us things about the other. Like, one hard one will teach us about the others. You know what I mean? This one's the rainbow, though, unfortunately. I mean, orange will change color to blue, but that's it. Red will turn these red. And that's not good, so... we need to go to the east, so we can go this way. We have kitchen southwest. We've hit that part of the time where we're already hitting some roadblocks. Remember how I was just saying in the last episode that when you start a new puzzle, there's all this momentum because things are coming quickly to you. Things are coming hot and fast. We're a little less hot, a little less fast. The fire hydrant has turned into a steady stream. Soon it will be a trickle, and then it may even stop entirely. Right now we're picking low-hanging fruit, if you will. So kitchen, I said south, and I think that's correct. I'll double check the orientation in a second. No, it's north and west. So it is actually needs to be 180. No, it needs to be 90. There we go. 90. Wait. Oh, I hit the wrong button. It's fine. We'll just do it this way. Whatever. Okay, we have a what looks to me like pumpkin pie or sweet cream pie, but it's a pie. A slice. It's also a slice. It's a... There's a dollop on top. And then we have what I've called port. Port, dock. Port, a seaside town. Just off the coast of Italy. I don't know what's going on here. Now, here's the thing that's interesting. In these puzzles, I think I have been doing very, like, cane and can. The letters are, of course, the solution is E because there is one letter that is in one word that isn't in the other word. However, a thing I have not really said is that in that variation of the puzzle, the letters are also in the same order. So it's just you add a letter at the end or the beginning or somewhere in the middle. Is it possible? I don't think I have solved one like this, but maybe I have. What I'm trying to say is I don't think in the normal house that the game gave you any, like, what's it called? Anagrams? Where the letters are also out of order. So if this were like pie and ripe, for instance, which could be the last thing we were looking at, by the way, the farm. Pie and ripe, R-I-P-E, then R would be the letter because otherwise you use I, E, and R. So dock could also be like cod, C-O-D. Pie, this is just pie and pier. Fuck me sideways. Never mind. It's way easier than it is way easier than I was talking about. This is pie and pier. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, they do feel more difficult in this. This is orange, yeah? It's orange. Did you feel more difficult in this house? And so I started to think maybe the rules are more difficult. That I don't think is the case. So green flips, yellow moves north. Sorry, shit. Did I hit the wrong button? Yes, I did. Okay. Green flips, yellow moves north. We do not currently have the ability to shift things left or right, which is interesting. So I think this blue has to become orange, which was kind of what I was expecting. But I think it has to become orange. So I think, unfortunately, oh boy, this is interesting. How do I get this guy right here to become... to become yellow. Sorry, orange. I have to surround it with 2 orange. That doesn't work. If I hit this button to surround it by 2 orange, it actually becomes yellow, meaning it goes north, which is different. This is still the same problem. This is still the same problem. I think it has to do with I can't hit yellow because then you just don't have the amount correct. How do I get this thing surrounded by 2 orange? These are the only 2 orange. If I could get it into this slot, that would be one thing. So do I have to hit this, then this? No, because then things are different. However, if I then hit this again, hit this, boom, shit. It can't both be surrounded by orange. Well, it could be, actually, if I put it in a different slot. Did I do it right? Did I have it for a second? This has to be both surrounded by 2 orange, and orange has to be in the center, which is a hard hoe to row, if you will. However, all you gotta... Oh, fuck. This is so interesting. This is so interesting, this one. Because... this, I think, is the location you need this to be orange. However, to get orange there, I have to go boom, boom, boom. This moves north. We did it. Okay, perfect. Whew. For a second, I didn't think that would work because the green would be in the wrong spot. Because the green can't go in the middle, because the minute the green goes in the middle, you lose all ability to move stuff. But we got it. We got it. Okay, so this one is just 2. We're getting all the unimportant words. We're getting the prepositions. Through, to, in. Prepositions are the least important words. That's my hot take for the day. I'm just kidding. They're obviously important. It's just that right now I'd love some amazing nouns. I'd love some amazing nouns. We have trophy room north and west. Trophy room north and west. I'm sure I screenshotted this, right? T comes after S. Oh, I did screenshot it, but I also misspelled it. Let me solve it real quick. Okay. So north and west would be 90 degrees. I'm liking what we got going on here. I like this a lot. Now, if I don't turn it into a solution, then it's going to be, you know, a whole lot of effort for not a lot of payoff. You know what I'm saying? But I have faith that we'll get there. This could be a lunch pail or a box. This is a dock. A pier, if you will. Pail. I believe lunch pail in that way is spelled P-A-I-L. I'm 99% sure. Pale, grail. No, sorry, that's not right. Pale. You need to put a letter on the front of pale, which would be... I can't think of anything that would work that way. Blank, P-A-I-L. Welcome to Wordle. Okay. I could be wrong. It could be the other pail. I don't think so, though. I think it's P-A-I-L. If it's dock... if it's box... oh, this is not a lunch pail. This is a suitcase. This could be a suitcase. It kind of looks like a lunch pail still. It could be a tin, T-I-N. Could be a... I'm not having any immediate answers here. A container. Everybody knows container is my favorite. Container is what I said with crate, I think, in the other... I also have not really been looking around these rooms enough. I think I've gotten not over, but I think I've gotten used to the, like, blueness of it all. The weirdness of it all. Could Could also be a bay. Could also be a bay. A bay, a dock, a sound. This is a good word because of the amount of different like the amount of different possible answers here. Post, cost, cast, coat, the T, C-O-A-T. Bay is difficult because it's B-A-Y, because you could add a word to that, or a letter to that, but there's not much. You can't add it at the end, as far as I know. You'd have to add it either in front of the B or after the B. After the A? B-A. I'm just sounding out words in my head, looking at my keyboard. Here. Here's one of those cool words because it is peer is P-E, right? Peer is P-E, P-E-I-R. It's P-I-E-R. Okay. Well, the good news is that's what I was originally thinking in terms of what I was going to say is it's one of those cool words because it's a double vowel, but you can add a letter in the middle to make it a new word. I don't know what you would add. Piper, for instance, P-I-P-E-R. So peer is P-I. Yeah, because of pi. Oh my god, I need more coffee. I think I need more coffee, and I think I need a snack, but we're going to keep pressing forward. Of course, it's P-I-E. Okay. We have our first solution is white, right? Yeah. So this is what nation is this? I don't think it matters, but this is, I don't even know if I have it in my notes. This is Morajai itself. So I think. So I mean, first things first, we have to draw a shitty drawing because I don't make the rules. I did on this, by the way, make some groups. Okay. How am I gonna draw this? Probably just via shitty hand. Yeah, that'll do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that'll do. Oh yeah. The shitty drawings give it a certain quality. Oh yeah. Okay. White changes it and its neighbors to gray. And its similar neighbors to gray. Red turns black to red. And white to black. That's not the direction we need to go. Pink rotates around. How do you possibly come up with 4 red here? Or 4 white here? That way. Duh. That way. Okay. My phrasing for this is wrong. It's wrong. If I hit this one will change. So, yeah, this makes sense, duh. I need to come up with a configuration. How I think about white is that it's ripples on the face of a lake. the white to gray is ripples on the face of a lake. So what I mean by that is, I think of it as, if I click this one, it will turn gray, but this will turn white, I think. Yep. So you need to get them all, get the grays close enough to each other that if you click it, we now have 4 white. Cool. I would have loved to have 5, but 4 is fine. Now, we should not ever click the reds because that will just remove our ability to shift. We can absolutely click this as many times as we'd like. In fact, that puts us pretty damn close. That said, we need to get this white to here. Is there any way to do that with... I think I just need to shift everything 2 over. So 1, 2, 3. This is still the same amount of incorrect, right? So this will do it. This does it right here. That does it right there. Then click, then boom, then boom, then boom, then boom. Let's go. Woo! Okay. Right. To right? What does that mean? Interesting. Interesting. I think I may just go ahead and put a question mark in every spot that I don't have a answer for, because I think I've tried all of these. We'll reapproach those ones. The ones that I have already tried yet today, we'll put question marks on because we could just go back for them. Cool. So excellent. Trophy room. This should be the north. We need to go to the east. Oh, hold up. Did I walk out of the wrong door? Uh-oh. Wait. Uh-oh, we have a problem. Purple. Wait. Am I in the wrong spot? My notes don't match. Trophy room should not have any purple around it. And there's purple red outside. What did I fuck up? Am I on the right? Orange. Where am I? Uh-oh. Okay, so we're at a... Are we here? We're at a 2 orange, 2 purple. Okay, I'm facing the wrong way. Let's get to a room we recognize. Here is breakfast nook. Okay, so this makes sense because this is north. That is billiards table. This should be orange. Okay. That is kitchen. I stepped out of kitchen and put this in the wrong place. So it turns out trophy room. These are all 3 right here. Okay, I stepped out. This is, whew, thank God we got the lanterns, right? Like, I mean, we probably would have gotten it either way, but that means my trophy room orientation is also incorrect. It needs to be south and it needs to be 0. Okay. So we put that room in the wrong spot. Currently it is orange and purple, and this should be orange. Yes. So the room we were actually looking for is this one, green here, which is corridor, I think. That's spear and spar, by the way. This is corridor, right? It's got a ton of... Yeah, this is corridor. Okay. Woo! I gave myself a heart attack. I was like, something is changing that should not be changing. I had made a mistake, but this is why we do this, to catch it. So... Unfortunately, that means the game does not say to right. It says something different. Let's say corridor. Make it 40%. Okay. So corridor has spear and spar, which is E. And then it has a Morajai puzzle box, which is blue, but we have 4 blue, thank God. Okay. In fact, we have 6 blue if we want it. Yellow moves to the north, correct? Yes. So... I think we probably... Ooh. This just mimics. Do we need to get one of the greens into... This is kind of interesting. Do we need to... Oh, I don't even know how you do that. Oh, this is hard. This is difficult. I cannot move. None of these allow me to move things. Flipping is the only thing I can do. If I could get green to the middle, then I would have a lot of different flips. But I can't do that because nothing allows me to shift left or right. So it's got to be this. It's got to be. This is the key. So I think what we have to do here is turn this green, then find a way to turn this green somehow. Maybe no. We flip. Perfect. Got it. Okay. So now, if we can get this to the center, these two go north, done. It went from impossible to so solvable in truly 3 seconds. Woo! I love these little boxes. I wish I was a good woodworker, because I would make one. Like if I could just make a little model Morajai box, that would make me so happy to have. Because they're just so tantalizing and I love them. Okay, corridor. Now we go east to music room, which is, double check our colors, which is south and west are the openings. Music, I don't know if you know this, starts with M. I know, mind-blowing. So from here, it's in the correct orientation already. We will organize our document a little bit to make this easier for ourselves. Done. Okay, we have sign. We have stew. We have heat, hot, soup, something. A kettle. We have boil. Sign. Post. Direction. Post and pot. Post and pot is, ooh, that's a questionable, but I am going to put that down. I'm going to put it down as a question mark, though. Post and pot would be S question mark. I like it, but if it doesn't work, then we know why. Post and pot is pretty good, I think. You have to sort of assume that you're meant to get the vague idea correct from this thing and not the actual idea. I don't think what I'm looking at here is the platonic ideal of a pot. I think I'm looking at something that could be vaguely construed as a pot. I think what I'm looking at here is not a post, it's a sign. But it has a post involved, and so sure, that seems fine. Okay. Oh, whenever I see blue, I get a little nervous that it's going to be one of the hard ones, but we can do this. Okay. Pink rotates, purple goes south, green flips. So we need to get the pinks out of the corners. One way to do that is to do this. I think we want a pink in the center if I had to guess. But how do I make that happen? We can do this, hit rotate. Oh, that puts them on the same side. That doesn't actually work. If you put green in the center, things get very interesting, because then all of a sudden I can just flip. What I really want here is to put pink in the middle and keep these pretty... Hold up. We can do this. This becomes move south. This becomes perfect. I want this one over here. If I move south, we get flip in the middle, meaning I can flip anything, whichever way I want, which I probably shouldn't have done right there. Oh, fuck. That was the wrong button. Okay, dude, stop doing this, Ryan. I need to get the pinks beside each other. So the way to do that would be... Nope, that's still not going to do it. I need to get the pinks beside each other. That moves south, Ryan. Okay. How do I get the pinks across from each other? Let's restart. Got to be an easier way to do this. Getting the pinks across from each other. This moves it up, which I like this spot, because then you can rotate a lot. You can... There it is. You rotate purple above green, use it, flip, done. Now we can manipulate pink into the center, which is really all you want, because from there we can rotate. Rotating is very powerful. We can rotate a lot of... Oh boy, can I do this? Uh-oh. Am I dumb? Don't answer that. We need to do the thing where we alternate blue. To make that happen, rather than having a black square that we can use to rotate ranks, we have this pink square that we can use to rotate files. Unfortunately, it's a little difficult. Okay, that gets those two across from each other. This is like solving a Rubik's Cube. Then I need to get you across from each other. Perfect. Then I need to get the one that's left, which is you. Oh, that's not quite it though. It's not it. Dang it. I think we need to move every blue one just basically one down. And I know that may not make sense, because how are you even moving them down? But, oh, it's these two. Fuck. No, that works, because then you do this. Okay, then this one needs to go one to the left. How do you make that one happen? How do you make that one happen? How do you make that one happen? This one needs to go one up. How do I make that happen? Because unfortunately, it's not very close to this. This one needs to go one up. I can do this again. I think I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. Now I'm trying to just move everything through the... I'm getting them really close to each other, which is not good. Okay, this flips them across. That's the other thing, is that... Oh, boy. Okay, so... Fuck me. Flip. Then... This is one of those ones where you probably just hit the button too many times, and that will actually solve it for you. These three are currently the problem. I can get it a little bit closer by doing this. Okay. I need to think this through and not just keep hitting the button. We can't have blue in the middle. That we know for fucking sure. That said, you can have blue in the middle temporarily while you line this shit up. So, if I hit you, boom, boom. That still puts you there. This is still not quite there. Okay, we rotate a little bit. Down one. How do I get... This could do it. This could do it. If we can get green into the... Green in close proximity to orange, to purple, we get a lot of power. This right here does it. Boom. Boom. There. I don't know how I solved it. That one I don't have a theoretical understanding of what I did. I think I basically just moved the Rubik's Cube enough that it got there. So this is just the. Is that what that said? The? To pass the... Yep. Okay. Well, interesting. Currently, we're facing south. That is Observatory. That's cool. We need to go into this room, unfortunately, which is lavatory. Everyone's favorite room in the house. Everybody poops. What can I say? There's a children's book that we read to our daughter called Everyone Poops, which is kind of great. Oh, I accidentally made it 4% fill. I meant 40% opacity. Okay. Lavatory. We looked at this one already. We have horse. We have, I don't know what a potato looks like, unfortunately. Like, I don't know what the... I know what a potato looks like. I don't know what the top part of a potato looks like. This is probably a sprout. Sprout. A, I don't know how to make that work with this. This is a trotting horse, an equine, what I was trying to say is it kind of looks like a potato, but I think it's actually a bean. But then I don't know what the top part of a potato looks like. But I think it's actually more like a bean, sprout, something like that. Germinate is what it's doing. Let's say question mark and let's go ahead and solve this. Oh, this is interesting. We have mountains for the first time. So we have diamond, which is green. We have mountain, which is, I think yellow, right? Am I wrong? It's yellow. Okay. So arch. This one we can definitely draw via a line because it doesn't have any weird curves. Okay, so okay, you ready? You ready? Yeah. Paintbrush. Yellow. Now that's a beauty. That's a beauty. Totally exactly as it was meant to look. Okay. So we have yellow moves north. We have orange duplicates or changes color to what it's most surrounded by. We have green flips. So we need yellow in the two corners here, and we need green in the two corners here. I like this as a start. What do we want to switch the orange to is the kind of question on my mind. I feel like green makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. That's the thing that gives us the most power in terms of changing stuff. Shit, wrong button. Yellow should live on the bottom because then it gives us power to move it north. Let's go ahead and change both of these to green. Let's go ahead and flip as many yellows to the bottom as we can. Yellow needs to be mountain. So we could totally just... Does this work? No, not quite. Boom, boom. I need... Unfortunately... Hold up. Does that work? I think it does. Let's go. I needed to shift where the blank was on that top row. And if you just flip it with green, move it once, flip it back. Oh my God. Light. Okay. So we have question mark, and then we have light. Is it the second time we've seen the word light? To pass the light through blank, light in blank. Okay. That's lavatory, though. Let's do one more. I actually was gonna call it an episode. Okay, so that is north. I need to be very careful about how I walk out of a room because it can completely throw off your yellow, red, perfect. Then this is spare room. This is spare green room. I call it's spare green room in my game. I don't remember if it's spare room or spare bedroom. Spare room? I think it's spare room. And this heads east and west. Is that correct? I think so. Okay. God, what a game. What a delight it is to play this game. Just be so engrossed. Okay. There's spare green room. We're going to be limited in today's episode not by the amount of steps that we have, but by the amount of time I have in real life, which is sometimes a bummer, but it's also just how these things work. So, yeah, okay. Spare room. We have snail and sail, it would be my guess. Snail and sail is not difficult. I feel relatively confident in that. Could be slug and something, but I think that's probably good. We have blue and this is doable. This is doable. Okay, so that right there makes it 4. You probably... Oh, shit. No? You probably want the other one to be... The other orange you probably want to be... Ooh. Yellow? That doesn't work. Yeah, you probably want it to be black. Because then you can shift all of the rows. How do you get a second blue up to... So, unfortunately, these move north. You can't move things north. You can only move them south. You need a second blue on this level, which is nuts. What's going on with blue? What's going on with blue? Something funky is happening in this game. That's for sure. That is for sure. Okay, you have to do it this way. You have to get blue. You have to get yellow to the middle so that you can move blue to the north. The problem is I think you have to move this one because then you need the ability to move. Then you have to... Oh, shit. I may have fucked it already. Then you have to find a way to get one of these to change color. Okay, so let's do that again. Here, here, here. Okay, got to change color of one of these, like, very quickly. I think technically it could be this one, right? You could change this to blue. Hit this up. Hit this up, but I think it should be... It has to be this one up. Then... How do you get this down? You don't. You hit it blue. Boom. Oh. I almost fucked that up. Wait, how do you do this? Wait, if you now do this, then blue counts as shifting. So... okay, so it needs to be here, then here, blue... Boom. Did it. Okay. Whew. That feels honestly like a good one to end it on because there's no way I will... There's no way I'll top that. Okay, here's my next step. I think we should spend a little bit of time at the end of this episode going back through the houses on the first couple ranks to see... Get organized a little bit. We've got storeroom, pantry, entrance, but we also need... all the other ones. We go here, then left. This is library is north and east in this slot right here. So... North and east would be, isn't that just 180 degrees? Yep, okay. Uh, 180 degrees done. The puzzle itself is one that we were confused by. The poster puzzle, I should say. So what we will do is we will add a question mark. We're also eventually going to go through and add... I think I can copy layer style Where is it? Copy layer style. Paste layer style. Oh, yeah. We're about to paste so many layer styles. It's all going to be beautiful and nothing will hurt. Everything is beautiful and nothing hurts. This T is the only one that doesn't have the stroke on it now in terms of those. Okay. We're doing it. This is the unsexy work of solving puzzles. This is not actually solving. This is just organizing. And you know what? I would rather do this than do the dishes any day. That's not what I need to go do. I need to do something else. But I'd rather do this than do the dishes. Okay. We need to go out towards orange. Towards, that's red. This way, this way, this way. Orange. So this room right here is gallery facing north-south, which is right here. I can't wait to see how this document is going to change over time, this Photoshop document. Because, oh boy, has it already. Is there a... yeah, this is... I don't know this one. Okay, then we need drawing room. Fireplace is to the west. Which would be 270. Okay, apparently you don't do 270. We'll do -90 then. How about them apples? Okay, yep. Right there. Then 40. I also realized both of these should be dragged down. Join their compatriots. I need to put a question mark in gallery because I don't know that one. This one we already solved, so we can ignore that. This is a bedroom with the arch thing. Trellis. Arch has got to be it, though. It's got to be like arch and then something like parch. Larch. Starch. I don't know. This is a question mark. So this is just bedroom. That's what I said. And its doors are, I think, north and east. Yes, I believe that's correct. So 180. We'll double check that when we get out because we want to make sure that we are correct. Okay, and then drag it down. A lot of question marks here. A lot of question marks. Okay, so yeah, so this door should be green. Then we have two rooms. Yeah, we have two rooms left. So here is conservatory. which I must not have taken a photo of. No, I did. Okay. I don't know why it's not in alphabetical order. It's at the bottom for some reason. This conservatory would be 180 degrees, I believe. Yes. Okay. Put that there. Change that shit to 40. Done. Drag it down. Whew, we're getting there. Okay. And then this puts us at the base. And it would be this room right here. They're purple. This is whatchamacallit? Maid's Chambers? Maid's Chambers, I think. With a apostrophe? Maid's Chamber. Yep. Okay. Beautiful. And this goes east and north. So 90. Yep. This will all matter someday. Just keep repeating that to yourself, Ryan. This will all matter. The notes you're taking now will make a difference for you later. I don't know that that's true, but I am telling myself that. 40. Cool. Let's go. Okay. That is a beautiful place to call it. We have another day tomorrow. We have a couple more days because we have 4 days of Blessing of the Monk. But we're going to go call it a day. Good progress on the old Photoshop document, I got to say. We are... I mean, I don't know what this letter could be, what this word could be. A-M, among. It's among. It's definitely among. So this is probably O. Here's one thing we could do. No, I can't. I got to set it down. The Morajai things are making a lot of sense. We're getting a lot of, like, to pass the light, through blank light in. Past we seek what's left of the lies we cast. But... there's still a lot of gaps left to... a lot of gaps left. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm going to call it a day right here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the ramblings of one blue man inside of a blue house. Oh, man. I'm having a blast. I hope you are, too. It's the saddest houses every time. I'll see you guys soon. Much love. Bye.